Hi children, today I am going to start economics lesson, Service Activities in India. The title of the lesson is Service Activities in India. Now, we have already discussed many a times, once again I am repeating. Economic activities of a country are divided into three sectors, and they are primary sector or agricultural sector. Primary sector only is called as agricultural sector also. Agriculture and all its allied activities like forest, mining, quarrying, dairy, all these come under primary sector. And secondary sector or industrial sector. Secondary sector is also known as industrial sector, and it comprises of manufacturing activities. Production is done in the factories. And the third sector is tertiary sector or service sector. It provides services like transport, communication, banking, education, etc. And these services are required by the primary and tertiary sectors. All these services which are provided by the service sector are required by the primary and tertiary sectors. How is this service sector different from other two sectors? In primary and secondary sector, as we have seen, some type of production takes place. In both these primary and secondary sectors also, some type of production is taking place. For example, in primary sector, what we grow, crops are grown, crops are produced. And in secondary sector, variety of goods are produced in factories by using machines. In primary sector, crops are produced, and in secondary sector, variety of goods are produced in factories by using machines. So in both the sectors, some type of production takes place. But in tertiary sector, no production takes place. That is the main difference between service sector and the other two sectors. In primary and secondary sectors, some type of production takes place. For example, in primary sector, we produce crops, and in secondary sector, variety of goods are produced in factories by using machines. But in tertiary sector or service sector, no production takes place. And this sector provides only the services which are required by the other two sectors and by all the people. Whatever services are required by the people and by the primary and secondary sectors, all those services are provided by the tertiary sector. For example, transport, communication, banking, etc. Suppose primary sector is there. Raw materials are to reach the factories, and in the factory production takes place, and again manufactured goods are to reach the markets for sale. How they can reach? Unless there are some means of transport, so transport helps them. In the same way, in industrial sector also, the raw materials have to reach the factories, and from factory they have to reach the markets. And for all these, they need communication, communicating with each other. And for investments, they need banking services to take loans. Like that, whatever services are required by these two sectors, primary and secondary sectors, those services are provided by the tertiary sector, but no production takes place in service sector. That is the main difference between service sector and the other two sectors. Now, some important service activities. Let us see what are they. The first one is education. All those institutions which are related with education, providing education, imparting education, they come under this. Education is a service which is provided. Institutions, schools, colleges, universities, technical institutions, all these come under this category. That means all those who are working in these institutions, they belong to service sector because they are providing their services. Teachers, they are providing their services in the schools. All the administrative staff and their activities, everyone who works in these institutions, they come under service sector because they are providing their services. And health and medical services. Who provide these health and medical services? Doctors, surgeons, compounders, nurses, midwives, all these who work in different health and medical institutions. Even the technicians, lab technicians, all those who provide their services in the field of health, they come under this sector. They are providing their services. Trade. Trade means selling. Selling and buying is called as trade. And this is done mostly by the traders and also the consumers. A variety of selling activities, both wholesale and retail also, they come under trade. And all those who are buying and who are selling, they come under this activity. So, they also belong to service sector. And public administration. Public administration means Public services under village and town panchayats. We have village panchayats, we have state government, we have central governments, and all those people who are working in these panchayats or state government offices, central government offices, all of them, including police and various government departments, village administrative officers, revenue inspectors, tahsildars, collectors, all those are working in government offices, state or central. They come under public administration because they are providing their services in the administration of the country. Defense, activities and people who work in all the armed forces, all the three forces, that is Army, Navy and Air Force. All those who work in these three armed forces, those are called defense services. They are providing their services to defend the country. Army, Navy, Air Force. Financial activities, banks and insurance companies. All the financial companies, even private companies like Muthoot Finance, all these companies, they come under financial activities. They give loans and they collect interest on those loan amounts. So, personal services. Some people, those who are skilled in certain areas, they provide their own personal services and they make a source of livelihood for themselves. For example, running beauty parlors, tailoring shops, photo studio, video studio, or cleaning, laundry, all these were domestic works, because these people are doing their own services and in return they are getting some money. So these are personal services. And activities such as, last one is activities such as people who work in entertainment and information technology industry. Entertainment, cinemas, production of films, TV serials, directors, assistant directors, producers, all these come under this category because they are providing their services to entertain the people. TV serials, those working in media, newspapers, hundreds of ads, more than hundreds we are seeing the ads. To make these ads also, many people are required. So TV channels, those who are working in TV channels, advertisement agencies, all these are categorized as these activities such as, because they are providing their services to entertain the people. Now let us see importance of the service sector and some challenges. What is the importance of this service sector? Importance of service sector is increasing day by day. The main reason behind this is when people earn better incomes and they have money in their hand, they demand variety of services. This is the main reason for increase in the service sector activities. When people earn more incomes and they have money in their hand, they demand variety of services. They want to spend more money on restaurants, entertainment, tourism, for shopping, many things, many other things also. So, to fulfill these demands, the service sector has to expand. It has to provide more and more facilities. It has to provide more and more services to the people to fulfill their demands. So, the service sector is expanding very fast. Now, changes in technology and exports of services. Now, let us see what are the reasons or factors that increase the importance of the service sector. The main reason is development of technology. And as you know, the technology is developing very fast. Day by day it is changing and it is developing. And since the early 1990s, due to telecom revolution, it was initiated by the then Prime Minister of India, Rajiv Gandhi. He initiated the telecom revolution and the communication sector was developed tremendously due to this telecom revolution. And as a result of this, now we can see a drastic change in communication sectors in the form of emails, e-banking, fax, mobile phones, Facebooks, different websites, etc., etc. We can do anything now within no time. Anything can be done within no time. Within no time, communication is being sent from one place to another place. And nowadays, BPOs means, full form of BPO is Business Processes Outsourcing. And this business processes outsourcing has brought in new kind of employment opportunities for many young people. These BPOs are providing many kinds of employment opportunities for many young people. BPOs employ local people and these people provide their services across the globe. Local people only, suppose Hyderabad is there. People from Hyderabad only, they are appointed in these BPOs and they provide their services all over the world using satellite and telecommunication technology. And highly skilled people like engineers, they are employed in IT companies. IT means information technology. In IT companies, highly skilled engineers are employed, and these IT companies, they are located in metropolitan cities like Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi. In all these metropolitan cities, they are located. And in these IT companies, highly skilled engineers are appointed. And these people, they provide specialized software services to companies all over the world. Sometimes they get projects from these countries, and in return they are paid well by those companies. That means in return they get a good amount also, and they are providing their services to all the countries in the world. Nowadays, in entertainment industry also, lots of job opportunities are created. Like in print media, firms, cable TV channels, public telephone booths, cameramen, directors, assistant directors, music directors, background music, choreographers, etc. And even the advertising industry has also created many new job opportunities for models, producers, directors, cameramen, etc. And even in banking and insurance sector also, many new activities are taking place to provide different services. Now all this is possible only with the development of technology. That already we know. On one hand, the service sector is expanding and providing varieties of services due to development of technology, and on the other hand, for many of the workers are replaced by computers. For many workers are being replaced by computers. Not only computers, lot of machinery and equipments are used in the service sector, and as a result, less number of highly skilled people are employed. Though the service sector is expanding fast, the way it is growing, it may not be able to reduce unemployment problems because many works are being done by computers and machinery and equipments. So, less number of highly skilled people are employed in service sector. And moreover, it is creating unemployment problem as workers are being replaced by machinery. And there are large number of call centers in big cities like Hyderabad, Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai. People working in these call centers, you might have heard of these call centers. People who work in these call centers, they have to answer any call from any country round the clock. And if a resident of London wants to know any information about his or her bank deposits or any hospital records, he or she can get such information from call centers. And that is why people who work in these call centers, they have to work round the clock. In 3 shifts they work. And if a resident of USA wants to know some information from call center during daytime, it will be night in India. So these people work round the clock. Now let us see what is outsourcing. Shifting of service activities to others is called outsourcing. As we have discussed just now, technology is developing very fast, and to add to this, there is very stiff competition in the industrial sector. And due to these two reasons, many industries have shifted a major part of their activities to service sector. Actually, they don't do it by themselves, but get it done from outside. Some outsiders are interested in that work and they do this work for them. For example, till recently, if any company employs security staff, they used to employ the staff and used to pay their salaries from company's payroll only. Company itself used to pay the salaries of these staff, security staff. Nowadays, to reduce the cost and also to avoid paying health, pension and provident fund benefits to the workers, many industries, they have shifted their security services to security agencies. There are some security agencies who take up this responsibility. These industries, they entrust this security service. These security services are shifted to the security agencies and they look after these security services. Then these industries need not pay the pensions lifelong to the workers or paying any health benefits or PF. Everything will be done by the security agencies. So to reduce their work and also to avoid paying health, pension and other benefits to the staff, they are shifting their services to the service sector. Not only this, many industries outsource their work for research and development accounting, legal services, public services, etc. also to the other sectors. And thus, service sector is expanding. And when many industries which could not withstand the competition in the market were closed down, the workers in these industries were forced to work as street vendors, rickshaw pullers, and many other low-income petty jobs. That means there was a shift of employment from industrial sector to service sector. And this shift has increased unemployment in urban areas because all these people, they migrate from villages to towns and cities in search of job opportunities. But actually, not enough opportunities are available in urban areas. So, either they go back to work in agricultural sector or settle in any other petty jobs which are available and are paid very low wages for that. Now, stress in jobs in information technology. Software engineers working in IT sector, they earn much money, but the job is full of lot of stress. Now, FDI in retailing activities. Now, let us see, it is a case study. Foreign direct investment in retail activities. Foreign direct investments means the multinational companies, they can invest in other countries and they can start production and they can also sell in retail. Whatever goods are produced by them, these can be sold in retail in other countries. That is foreign direct investment in retail activities. And the Indian government has allowed this foreign direct investment in retail activities from 2012 onwards. And that means MNCs can invest in India and set up retail shops to sell their goods. And this policy was supported by some people and opposed by some people. Now let us see who opposed it and why, and who supported it and why. Those who opposed it, they say that in the beginning, I hope now you understood what is FDI, foreign direct investment. That means the MNCs can come, they can invest and they can start production in India, in any country, in any other country they can start production, and these produced goods can be sold in retail in those countries. And what are the benefits or losses of this policy? Those who opposed this FDI policy, they say that in the beginning it will be beneficial to the farmers, as these farmers can sell their produce in lump sum directly to the MNCs, because they have to produce goods to be sold in the market. They need raw materials, and these raw materials are provided by the farmers, and farmers can sell their produce in lump sum directly to the MNCs and they can get much money. And also to the foreign supermarkets and MNCs, they can sell their produce directly. And after some time, after 1 or 2 years, these MNCs, they misuse their power. How they misuse it? They misuse their power to buy in lump sum from the farmers, because now they are buying from the farmers. Taking advantage of this, they force the farmers to sell at very low prices. After 1 or 2 years, they will start forcing the farmers to sell their produce at a very low price. And moreover, in India, we don't have state-of-art storage facilities. These state-of-art storage facilities are available only with the MNCs. This facility is provided only by the MNCs. So, 20 to 40% of the agricultural goods are wasted by getting rotten due to lack of these storage facilities. And 20 to 40% means it is not a small quantity which can be neglected. And if the government establishes state-of-art storage facilities, this wastage can be minimized. And slowly, these foreign supermarkets will drive away all the retailers from the markets and take the market power into their hands. They will dominate the market. That is why this FDI policy is opposed by some of the people. Now, let us see those who support it, what do they say? On the other hand, the supporters of the FDI policy say that there will be gainers and losers also from FDI, foreign direct investment, in retail. But overall, there will be gains and profits only. That means gains will be more than the losses. Let us see how it happens. And in the beginning, the large and the medium farmers will be benefited by selling their agricultural produce directly to the MNCs. And on the other hand, small farmers and landless labor, they work in the fields of other people. and they are paid wages, they will be at loss, because these companies, when they start producing, they will be paying very less wages to make more profits. So that means they are the losers. Small farmers and landless labor, they are the losers. And as the supermarkets and MNCs, they purchase in lump sum, in course of time, demand will increase for agricultural products, because they are buying in lump sum and they are producing, so there will be more demand for agricultural products as raw materials. And when the demand increases, prices are also increased, benefiting the farmers. Farmers also can demand more price for their raw materials, and they can now demand more price for their produce. And to meet the growing demand, more is to be produced. When there is more demand, more is to be produced, and for which MNCs need more labor. And if there is need for labor, labor also can demand more wages. That is the rule in economics. When the labor are in demand, they can demand more wages. And thus, even the small and landless labor who work in other fields will also be benefited. And thus, demand for more agricultural produce may lead to increase in the labor's wages in the long run. Otherwise, they will never increase the labor's wages, because the first thing they do to get more profits is they decrease the wages of the laborers. Because they are the people who are exploited by these people. Because they are in need of money, so they work for any wages. So like this, if there is more demand for more raw materials, more is to be produced. If more is to be produced, they need more labor. And if labor are in demand, labor can also demand more wages. And like that, the small farmers and the landless laborers also, they can be benefited due to this FDI policy. Now in India, there is an acute shortage of skilled human resources in the health sector. Now let us see about the health sector. There is an acute shortage of skilled human resources in the health sector. And according to a survey which was made in 2011, Uttar Pradesh alone has a shortage of 10 lakh allied healthcare professionals. Uttar Pradesh state alone was in shortage of 10 lakh allied healthcare professionals. All type of professionals who work in healthcare department, they were in short by 10 lakh workers. And the density of doctors in India in 2011 only, it was 6 for 10,000 population. We had 6 doctors for 10,000 population, and that of nurses and midwives is 13 for 10,000. And in India, the ratio of doctors to the population is 0.5 for 1,000 population. It does not mean half a doctor. It is only ratio 0.5 for 1,000 population. That means 1 doctor for 2,000 population. And in Thailand, it is in 2011 it was 0.3, and Sri Lanka 0.4, China 1.6 for 1,000 population, and UK 5.4, and US 5.5. Now, also, according to the survey made in 2011, there were many shortages. There was a shortage of 20 lakh dental assistance related technologists, and 18 lakh rehabilitation related workforce, they were in shortage. 9 lakh miscellaneous health workers, and 9 lakh surgery and anesthesia related professionals. And there is also a shortage of around 2.4 lakh medical technologists. Those who work as lab assistants in X-ray department, all those people. Medical technologists, 2.4 lakhs, they were in shortage. 2 lakh surgical and intervention technology related health professionals, and 1.3 lakh ophthalmology related workers. 62,000 medical laboratory professionals were in shortage in India. Now you can just imagine the situation in healthcare department in India. If so many people are in shortage, how can a better healthcare be provided to the people? Now because of this shortage of different medical professionals, there is uneven distribution of all cadres of health workers. Medical and nursing colleges, nursing and A&M schools. A&M is auxiliary nurses and midwives. All these, also there is much difference in the quality of education. There are many schools and uneven distribution of these schools and colleges throughout the country. And there is also much difference in the quality of education which is imparted in these institutions and schools. And this uneven distribution of professional colleges and schools led to poor health care outcomes. That means the health care which is being provided to the people, it is very poor, very poor in India, because of this uneven distribution of professional colleges, because of shortages. And if more medical colleges are established in public sector means under the control of the government, providing all the infrastructure and other facilities, this shortage can be reduced. And also better health services can be provided to the people. And this is about the importance of service sector. In service sector, mainly education and transport, communication and health services. Each and every service which is provided by the tertiary sector is very important. And these services are used by both the people and also the primary and the secondary sectors also. They cannot function without these services which are provided by the service sector. So service sector is very important. And as I told you already in the previous lesson, if the service sector is well developed, it shows the modernization of the economy. If the primary sector develops well, it provides food security to all the people. If more food grains are produced, food security can be provided to the people. And if industrial sector is developed well, it shows the development of the country, development of the economy. And if the tertiary sector is well developed, it shows the modernization of the country. Here ends the lesson. Now I am going to give you some homework. Read full lesson, underlining all the key points and complete the blanks in the material.